From Phillipsburg High School, Comcast Sports presents high school wrestling today. A non-conference matchup between the State Liners of Phillipsburg and the Red Raiders of Paulsboro. Hello everyone, with John Vogeding. I'm John Mondelli, and an interesting high school wrestling match today, Vog. Throw out the records, both teams doing well. However, this is still a battle for number one. Right now, neither team is in the driver's seat. Unlike the last 2 years, whoever won this match is going to finish number one in New Jersey. That's not so this year.
No, it's not. Paulsboro losing to Absegami back in January, of course, threw a crimp into their season. Phillipsburg also lost to Absegami. And Absegami appeared to be the team that, if they won out in Group 4 and won a state title in Group 4, probably would be number one in state. Unfortunately, Brick Memorial, who was undefeated, had a tie with South Plainfield the other night. So some voters are putting Kittatinny as the number one team in the state. So what happens here, Paulsboro has a gasp at trying to be number one at the end. They have to win out. They have to win impressively today. They are certainly capable of doing that. But as we've seen the last 2 years, 2 years ago, Phillipsburg won 8 out of 14 matches. Last year was a 7-7 split. What happens today is going to determine how strong Paulsboro finishes the season.
Yeah, it's hard to beat a team 3 straight times, the caliber of Phillipsburg. What does Paulsboro have to do today to do that?
Well, I think they have to win the matches where they're strongest. This means they have to get out of the chute right at the bottom. We know that 103 appears to be a toss-up. We think that 112 favors Phillipsburg, but then the next few weight classes favor Paulsboro. And I think you're going to see a little juggling of the lineup with a couple of wrestlers dropping down in weight to try to build up some momentum at the bottom of the lineup for Paulsboro. And then if they do that and survive the middle weights, I think they have a stronger finishing kick up top. They can win as many as 8 or 9 bouts. They truly can.
Now, when Phillipsburg loses, they usually fall behind big early, down 31-0 to Kittatinny. They lost that match. We talked about it. Paulsboro's strength isn't their lighter weight, so that might be an advantage for Phillipsburg.
Well, that's true. As we mentioned right off the bat, you have a freshman at 103 who's is really a 95-pounder. Technique-wise and heart-wise, he's as good as anybody going. And that's going to be an early key. If he survives, and we're talking about David Smith, if he survives and ekes out a win there, the tables favor Paulsboro. If he loses, and Lounsbury, who is a first-year varsity wrestler, if he loses, the momentum could swing towards Phillipsburg. And then it's up to Ryan O'Hara, who had a huge win last year, a big tech full-over wrestler who beat him the year before. Then it's up to Ryan O'Hara and Jeff Smith to stop the bleeding at that point. And then I think you might see a little bit of switching in the lineup for Paulsboro.
Okay, the Civil War Part 3. Paulsboro leads the series 2-0. We'll see how Part 3 comes out after this timeout. With John Vogeding, a Saturday afternoon wrestling match, Phillipsburg and Paulsboro. Third meeting between these two schools. Paulsboro winning the last 2 years. Both matches going down to the heavyweight foes. Do you see the same thing happening tonight?
Well, I think if Paulsboro wrestles the way they've been wrestling most recently, I think that they might have a lead going into the last couple of matches, and I don't think it'd be as critical. But again, they have to wrestle. We have 2 officials, by the way, John, a little bit different than what we normally have. Vinny Russo, who was the official here 2 years ago, and Roy Dragon, both state-certified officials who worked the state championships, which this year will be at the Meadowlands Arena again, are sharing the duties today.
Okay, we get ready for 103 pounds, and it's Dave Smith, a freshman from Paulsboro, 10-9. Robert All, a freshman from Phillipsburg, he is 6-10. Right on top of the action, however, we're going to be a little out of eyesight of some of the wrestlers at times because of the coaching staff and all the wrestlers for Paulsboro. But here's Smith early on, which is trying to get the shot in, and we have a whistle, potentially dangerous.
Well, and I think what you saw there, you saw Smith take an outside shot, and I think this is probably someone who's probably closer to him in weight than what he's normally used to facing. Smith goes about 95 pounds, and you have Robert All going at about 101 pounds today off the weigh-in sheets. Smith, a sound technical wrestler. He just usually gives away weight or gives away height, but he's really battling hard right now. No takedown yet. Roy Dragon indicating there's no possession. There is. Big takedown for David Smith.
55 seconds into period number 1. Smith with the 2-0 lead. We talked about the weight. Last time we did Paulsboro, Smith weighed in at 97 pounds. Now with the 2-weight allowance, he's down 2 pounds to 95. Meanwhile, all weighed in at 101, which means they actually could weigh up to 105 pounds.
That's correct. 103-pound weight class. The 2-pound allowance came in February, so that's 2 additional pounds. Now, what Smith has to be careful of here, John, we saw it in the Audubon match, because he's usually smaller than his opponent, he has to do something other than just ride, and if he doesn't, he's going to get hit for stalling. We saw that cost him in the Audubon match.
Still got red! Still got red!
Robert All trying to come around on Smith.
Trying to get the reversal. Still control to Smith. 30 seconds left. Smith has all in a little bit of trouble.
Getting a back count, just missed getting a back count.
Only got a 1 count, need at least 2 to get the back points. Nice job by Smith though, he's in trouble being reversed. Still in control in the final 15 seconds. Doesn't want to let up a point late now with that 2-0 lead, rather go into the second period with the 2-point lead.
When he's throwing that half in, as long as he throws that half in, tries to get out to the side, there's a good chance he won't get hit for stalling.
You can see it, top right-hand corner of the screen, 7.8 seconds left, period number 1. Smith just trying to hold on. And he's got to try and bring his guy right back down to the mat, which he does, and he'll end the first period with a 2-0 lead.
Big start for Smith. And of course, you can see both referees out there, one on each side, so it's very, very difficult to get away with any kind of locking hands. Smith's choice, he deferred. All takes the bottom position. Smith this year 10-9, as you mentioned. Start off the year rough, 0-2 at Caldwell, 1-2 at Deep Creek. Some of the outstanding wrestlers who are ranked in South Jersey he's lost to were Nick Bridge of Absegami.
He's got to look out. He's in a little bit of trouble. He's getting reversed, and he is.
Got reversed. Now he has to battle up from there.
And this is where giving up the weight can hurt you. 2-2 match.
Fights up to his base. Now he's going to move from there. Started to mention some of the outstanding lightweights he's lost to in South Jersey. Nick Bridge of Absegami, Ivan Wiggins of Sterling, Steve Gray of Kingsway, C.J. Mays of Oakcrest.
Some really good wrestlers there. Of course, Wiggins was in the state final last year at 103 pounds. Favored probably at that weight class this year.
It's a big period for Smith. If he can get some points in this period, they get a stall warning on the top man.
It's Phillipsburg with the stall warning.
You have 2 officials who are going to be looking very carefully at action from both sets of wrestlers here. Bottom man has to make an attempt to get out, and the top man has to make an attempt to go for a fall.
50 seconds. And you can see Smith very active on the bottom, trying to get out.
He's trying to work a little bit for Peterson. He was trying to work for Peterson. He keeps moving. That's the big key, to keep moving. All with a little bit of height on him, as most of his opponents have had this year.
Up.
If he gets up off his hip here, he could get an escape.
17 seconds. He's got the leg.
If he throws his hips over, he can get a reversal.
There's the Peterson. Back points for Smith.
No, he's still calling. No reversal.
They didn't give it to him. Well, he had it.
Never gave the reversal.
Paulsboro wanted it. We'll take the bottom.
2-2. What Roy Dragon was indicating there, as he was pointing, was indicating that the green armband, or the home wrestler, still had possession. Intentional escape is given.
A little surprised at that, giving it up this early?
Yes.
3-2 lead for Smith. Gotta watch, he doesn't get taken down now. One of the 3, I think, is a very big match, especially for Paulsboro. I think if Paulsboro wins that, it just gives him a big, big lift. Could we get a stalemate? Not yet. Not here. And there's a takedown for Phillipsburg.
And that's a 4-3 lead.
We'll go back to the center. 1 minute and 12 seconds left.
Oh, a freshman just like Smith. He had a 6-10 record coming in. Of course, Phillipsburg coached by Greg Troxel. He's giving an intentional escape.
Obviously very confident he can get another takedown. We're tied at 4. So actually next point's very big in this, especially if Phillipsburg gets the takedown here.
There's a stall warning given on Paulsboro. So they both have stall warnings.
Checking out their common opponents, Nick Bridge beat Robert All. Nick Bridge of Absegami 9-2. Bridge beat Smith 13-2.
Smith is taking shots straight in, and he had success in the first period by taking the outside shot. This will be a huge takedown. Whoever gets it's going to be huge.
Nothing yet, 26 seconds. We'll go back to the center.
26 seconds left, and of course, if no one gets the takedown, we're looking at overtime. The last match out, Smith lost in overtime.
You got to watch each wrestler has already been hit with a warning for stalling. Smith can swing around and get a takedown. 13 seconds, nothing yet. Nice job by All. Now has Smith in trouble, on his back. Got the takedown. Nope. No takedown. 4 seconds. There's a takedown for Smith, maybe. Does he get it? Got to pop his head.
Pop his head. Pops his head.
We have overtime. No points.
Oh, brother.
You saw the clock freeze for a bit at 4.7 seconds and then continue right into overtime. There's no break.
Stalling warnings carry over.
Smith with the shot. All backs out trying to spin around. Smith will try and has to try and get up off his knees there.
Oh, tenacious battle. It opened up this match.
Last year, when these two teams met, 3 matches went in overtime. This time, still nothing. Smith fighting hard.
Amazing.
It looked like All was going to get the takedown. Now Smith trying.
Smith steps over.
I'll tell you what, looked like All was helping Smith with the takedown.
Oh,
Pull him over. Try and get that head out. He's looking.
He pops that head. He's got 2. Oh, brother.
Still nothing. 1 minute left. He get his head out. He got his head down.
Pops his head. He's got 2. Oh, brother. He's got to hook the leg in.
This is where the side turn.
Oh, brother.
There's a takedown. Phillipsburg gets a takedown. 49 seconds left. Robert All goes to 7-10. 6-4 overtime win. What a match.
Oh, brother.
What a match. That was a toss-up one going into that one, Voj.
Toss-up and it went Phillipsburg's way. And this one, Phillipsburg is heavily favored in. Trevor Duddy against Howard Lounsbury.
Duddy, a junior, 13-9. Lounsbury, a freshman, 7-13.
Tough loss by David Smith.
Last year, Duddy was a 103-pounder, picked up a forfeit when Paulsboro forfeited 103 last year in this match. Here is a match where Lounsbury doesn't want to give up a lot of points, just stay in close, and there's a takedown, 2-0.
Lounsbury has to keep moving. Duddy going for a cradle. Lounsbury's in trouble. Oh, my. Oh, brother. Deep trouble for Lounsbury. Gets out of it. Going to give up back points.
3 back points. Did we get the escape? Nope.
They stopped it for potentially dangerous. That's Vinny Russo, the official now. Lounsbury trying to come out the back. Duddy got high. Lounsbury comes out the back. It's a reversal.
Now 5-2.
Lounsbury has to move now. When he comes back on top here in the referee's position, and Lounsbury cannot get caught on his knees. He has to explode. Duddy, the more experienced wrestler.
Caution on Phillipsburg. Lounsbury had a big win Wednesday for Paulsboro as they clinched another Colonial Conference championship.
251st consecutive win in the Colonial for Paulsboro, having won every Colonial match since 1972 on. Trevor Duddy trying to clear that leg. If he does, he's going to come up with 2 points.
And he got the reversal. 7-2. Take a look at the schedules of these two teams. A couple common opponents, both teams wrestling Absegami and Kingsway. Both teams beat Kingsway, both teams losing to Absegami. Duddy wrestled 119 against Kingsway. A decision, Joe Leone, 4-2.
Phillipsburg comes in with 4 losses. They lost to Kittatinny early in the season back on December 30th, 37-28. Lost to Northampton, Pennsylvania, 31-15. Got clobbered by Easton, 46-14. Of course, Easton, one of the best teams in the country. And, of course, that loss to Absegami, 34-21.
Big lead for Trevor Duddy after one period. He leads 7-2.
And, of course, the one loss for Paulsboro was that Absegami match, 33-28, in their 4th dual meet of the season.
We look at common opponents in Absegami. Duddy lost to Brian Dempsey 4-2. Dempsey Tech Fall, Lounsbury 18-3.
Duddy definitely heavily favored in this bout. Greg Troxel, a former 2-time state heavyweight champion for Phillipsburg. 31-8 in his second year as the head coach. Troxel was a state champion back in 1989, 1990. Went on to Penn State to play football for the Nittany Lions. Of course, Paulsboro's coach now in his 16th year. Paul Marina, former state runner-up for Paulsboro. 315 wins, 8 losses, and 4 ties in his coaching career.
Lounsbury trying to turn and face Duddy. Duddy's still in control.
Another cradle attempt by Trevor Duddy.
You see Lounsbury trying to hold on to the leg. Duddy doing a good job, just moving over, now setting it up, and here it comes.
The back count started.
And a pin. 50 seconds into the second period.
Well, that was shades of the Preston Hamilton pin 2 years ago by Vinny Russo. Make no mistake, if he's there 2 full seconds, it's a pin.
We'll take a break, we'll come right back. Okay, we head back to Phillipsburg. We get ready for 119 pounds. Phillipsburg out in front, 9-0. And 119 pounds, Dan Buss, a junior for Phillipsburg, 13-9. Ryan O'Hara, a junior, 17-3.
And about the worst case scenario for Paulsboro, you can imagine after 2 bouts, giving up a pin and giving up a overtime decision in a first bout that figured that could go either way. Paulsboro losing in overtime. So the worst case scenario going in was a 9-0 deficit, and that's what Paulsboro is staring at, a 9-0 deficit. Ryan O'Hara. 18 wins and 3 losses. Bus gets the takedown. Ryan O'Hara does usually start slow.
And we've seen that in a couple of his matches. I've seen it against Delsey, I've seen it against Kingsway, and his loss against Ryan Bridge, same thing.
Of course, O'Hara, as we mentioned, 18-3, 67-15 in his career. Was third in the Caldwell tournament, second in the Deep Creek tournament, and the other loss, a one-pointer to Ryan Bridge in that dual meet.
And I think last year, Voj, Ryan O'Hara with a 17-0 technical fall. I think that was key to Paulsboro last year.
Over a wrestler he'd lost to the year before. That was huge for Paulsboro last year. Got a little bit of sweet revenge, and he kick-started Paulsboro. After that early forfeit last year, he put Paulsboro right into the driver's seat in that match.
Absolutely. 2 years ago, he lost to Chris Mecca 4-0, and then came back with a 17-0 performance. And here's a stall warning hit early on O'Hara.
Which I don't understand a little bit.
Come on, Red. You got warm.
There's O'Hara trying to get the reversal, trying to climb over.
He's got the reversal, almost.
Nothing yet. Now he might be in trouble. Gotta watch.
Almost had the reversal.
20 seconds left.
Well, this is not the Phillipsburg team you saw wrestle at Apsagami, John.
So O'Hara again, always active on the bottom, trying to get something with 5 seconds left.
There's a Peterson.
They got the reversal, and he got back points. Big 4-point move.
2 and 2.
So O'Hara.
Right in the last 3 seconds.
Big points for Paulsboro.
O'Hara deferred. Bus takes the bottom.
That's 4 big points, folks. That late in the period.
That late in the period, yes.
Especially down 9-0. He's got to watch that he's not reversed.
Well, and on the roll through like that, he's be careful he doesn't keep his own back exposed too long. Because again, even if you're in control and your back is in contact with the mat for 2 seconds, you're going to be pinned. So he has to be very, very careful of where he is.
And he's in trouble. Reversal and back points. Oh, he's pinned. 15-0 Phillipsburg. Oh, brother, if I might quote you.
Anytime a wrestler with any kind of ability gets another wrestler on his back, that's what can happen. This is not the team that wrestled Apsagami.
I don't think anyone envisioned Paulsboro down 15-0 after 3 weight classes.
No one. But after the last 2 years, the way Phillipsburg has wrestled Paulsboro, they had an 8-6 advantage the first year. They had 7-7 split last year. It's their gym. It's their turf. And they don't want to lose to the same team 3 years in a row.
PJ Budd, a sophomore, 11-10. Jeff Smith, a senior, 20-2. Smith trying to get Paulsboro back.
20-2 this year is one loss. The early loss was to Chris Buckner of Deep Creek in overtime. And lost to Jimmy Rollins 4-3. Jimmy Rollins of West Deptford, 2-time district champion, 2nd and 3rd in Region 8. Smith, by the way, a 2-time district champion, 2nd and 3rd in Region 8, 7th in the state 2 years ago. Was at Washington Township his first 3 years. Coming into this match, 98 career wins, 23 losses.
And probably in the toughest weight class in South Jersey, with Sauer, Stinson, and Rollins, and Mercado.
Well, just in the district alone, District 29 alone, you have Jimmy Rollins, who's a returning champion. You have Smith, and you have that Jared Mercado of Pittman, who I believe has just 1 loss. Sophomore. Paulsboro needs a big, big win for Smith here to stop the bleeding. 15-0, a hole they could not imagine going into this match.
40 seconds left. First period, no score. Jeff Smith's losses, you can't lose any closer than his 2 losses.
No, it's overtime and 4-3.
And a 4-3, he actually lost one and lost.
Yeah, lost it on the mat, but was declared a winner because the other wrestler exceeded injury timeout, but then was reversed back to the original decision on the mat because the next match had started. The official should not have awarded a default injury win. The use of the injury time.
Nothing yet.
And of course, down in Deep Creek, when Smith lost there, it was an overtime ride-out. So actually, he was on the bottom and couldn't get out in that 30 seconds.
No points.
Well,
here we see Paul Marina, 14-1 this year. You talked about that career record. 315 wins, 8 losses, 4 ties.
And what you're seeing here, John, you're seeing a team possessed. And that's Phillipsburg, I mean, because they have lost to Absegami. Paulsboro lost to Absegami. Phillipsburg's lost 2 years in a row to Paulsboro. Did not want it to be 3 years in a row.
Smith will get the reversal on a 2-0 lead, 9 seconds in to the second. Paulsboro needs more than 3, though, in this match.
They need tech fall, they need a fall. They have to get big points here, stop the bleeding.
Here's the escape. It's 2-1.
One thing Paulsboro did not give up the last 2 years was the big fall, and here they've got pinned 2 times in a row. Stalemate.
Common opponent, Mark Rose of Absegami for these 2 wrestlers. Both wrestlers winning by pin. Stall warning against Absegami, or Phillipsburg. Oh. But almost with the takedown.
A stalemate call here, you're going to get Paulsboro warned for stalling. One or the other, you get a stalemate call. See Greg Troxel, very animated over there. Former 2-time heavyweight champion, believe that or not. 13-4 this year, 31-8 in the 2 years he's been at the helm.
There's a lot of pressure coaching at Phillipsburg.
A lot. The story's running rampant that this is his last year. He's going to step down. Mike Rossetti, the coach before Greg Troxel here. Mike Rossetti himself, a former state place winner, or state runner-up for Phillipsburg.
Stall against Paulsboro. 11 seconds left. Bud doing an excellent job just keeping Phillipsburg in the match. And here's the takedown. Big takedown for Smith. He'll take a 4-1 lead, also stay there and ride him out in a second. £125. Phillipsburg with an overtime win at 103. And then Duddy with a pin over Lonsberry and Bus pinning Ryan O'Hara. 15-0, that's where we stand.
Phillipsburg's choice, and Bus takes a neutral position. He's going to make Smith work for that takedown rather than go on the mat and have Smith set up a pinning combination. The object here for Bus against a wrestler of Smith's caliber is to go out there and give up as few points as possible. That means a loss by decision. Stunning pin at 119 pounds by junior Dan Bus over Ryan O'Hara.
Each wrestler has been hit for stalling here. We might see them both hit again. Smith finally with the shot. If you're going to hit somebody, Vogt, who are you going to hit here? I mean, I don't see Bud doing anything.
If the Phillipsburg wrestler keeps pushing and pushing, you get a double stall warning.
There's a point for each.
Double stall.
5-2.
Bud doing exactly what he has to do. He's just tying up, trying to prevent himself from getting taken down and put on his back. Big match.
Just got to try and get the takedown, get some back points quick, get an extra team point for Paulsboro.
He's going to run out of time, I believe. Get Paulsboro warned for stalling. 5-3.
I think he hit it. Yep. Now a takedown ties it. 19-point, or another stall ties it.
Yep. Yeah, the stalling call because the Phillipsburg wrestler was simply putting the pressure on and Smith was giving ground. And in Vinny Russo's eyes, that's a stall.
There's the takedown for, well, not yet. There's the takedown for Smith. Now he's got to try and put him on his back in the last 10 seconds. He won't be able to do it. 7-3 win for Smith. Paulsboro's hoping for more. 15-3. We'll take a break. We'll come back after this timeout. We're back at Phillipsburg High School. P-Burg leading Paulsboro 15-3. Paris Cooper is out on the mat for Paulsboro. We're going to see what happens here. With Phillipsburg, they might juggle the lineup. Paulsboro already making their first change. Waiting for the Phillipsburg wrestler. We're expecting Justin Kohler. Gabe Tremler, is that what we got? Which is Gabe Trembler, Trembler. They threw that one at us last second. So Phillipsburg making changes. We didn't think they'd make any. And that's what we were told. Cooper going right to the takedown. Cooper's got to get a pin, get Paulsboro some momentum back. 15 seconds in.
Trembler is the record, is the wrestler. I don't know what his record is.
He's 4-5.
4-5.
A junior.
4-5 junior. Again, Cooper, as you see the wheels are turning, Paulsboro going for the bigger points here. That must mean that Phillipsburg is going to bump up Justin Kohler to go against Trevor Suter.
There's Cooper right to his back.
Got a hold him there.
Fighting off, and now he has
reverse Nelson in.
They like to call the pins quick here, so just Cooper just get him in
turn
position.
Him in. He's got to keep him in bounds. There it is, in bounds. There it is. There it is.
You knew that was going to happen. 15-9.
49 seconds.
I would assume Matt Lorig will go here at 1:35. Or Justin Kohler, right. They'll move everybody down.
I think Justin Kohler will bump up. Suter's reporting for Paulsboro.
This is Kohler against Suter. Kohler is 13-8. Suter, a freshman, 19-5. Kohler is only a sophomore.
Sophomore against a freshman, two very good candidates.
Kohler last year with a 4-1 win over Pat Traynor. Trainor's not on the he's not on the team this year. Yeah, Suter in a little bit of trouble, but Suter will work his way out and we'll start back in the middle, neutral position. It'd be a big boost for Paulsboro if the freshmen can come up with a win here.
It's almost a must situation at this point because that means with Cooper and Suter bumping down, you're going to have an inexperienced wrestler going into the next weight at 140 pounds. Suter third in the Caldwell tournament, fifth in the Deep Creek tournament. Lost to Scott Resch of Absegami and Brandon Becker of Kingsway.
Kohler lost to Dave Chapman in his match with Absegami, 18-5. beat Mark Barber 2-1 in the Kingsway match.
Of course, Chapman, one of the better wrestlers in South Jersey, if not the state.
Fuller weighed in at 132.
Suter weighed in at 137, so you only have a 5-pound differential. What you're talking about here is a year of varsity experience against a first-year varsity wrestler.
Warning against Kohler for backing up. One thing we found out early, they're not going to tolerate stalling tonight or today.
Well, and if Suter, you got a stalemate call there, but when they go into a lockup like that, if Suter locks up, he's got to be careful that he doesn't get called for stalling himself.
Kohler looking, there's a little blood on the forehead of Suter. At first I thought it was his nose because of the Audubon match.
He did bleed quite a bit in that Audubon match.
We can take a look at a freshman from Paulsboro. His big win this year, I think, was when he beat Mark Cartella of Clearview.
Clearview, yes.
Cartella's a guy that lost 1-0 to Becker. Brandon Becker of Kingsway.
A couple of people that couldn't be here, of course, that would love to be here. Jim Gentile of Paulsboro is in Deborah Heart Hospital getting some testing done. And of course, of the 3 amigos, 2 amigos here, Art Montgomery and Bill Jones, but Joe Enos, the 3rd amigo, is recuperating at home after a stay in the hospital.
His son had an impressive win in the JV match. 9-second pin,
Josh Enos, a 9-second pin in that JV match earlier this afternoon.
No control for either wrestler. You see Suter trying to tie up and then swing around for the takedown. Oh, Kohler in a little bit of trouble there. Nothing yet, though. Now Suter's in a little bit of trouble at the end of the period. Suter's going to try and fight it off, and he will. No points.
0-0. Phillipsburg defers the choice, and Suter takes the bottom.
I've seen Suter on the bottom a lot this year, and I've noticed he gets a lot of reversals. Another one is very active.
Just has to keep moving. That's the big key in this match with Phillipsburg. You have to keep moving.
He's got the escape in just 13 seconds with the 1-0 lead.
But Suter came oh so close to getting a reversal there, which would have been the better thing to get.
Well, at least for the fact that it made me look good.
Two proud programs here, John. Paulsboro, 18 consecutive state Group 1 championships. Phillipsburg with 13 state championships of its own in Group 3 and Group 4.
Of course, for years, Phillipsburg in Group 3 would bounce back and forth. Now Group 3's, I hate to use the word weak, but I guess out of all the groups, it is the weakest. Not a real dominating team. I guess South Plainfield might be this year. With a point for Paulsboro, another stall.
2-0.
For South Plainfield, I don't want to put that. They just tied Brick Memorial, so obviously they were the Group 2 champs last year, now moving to Group 3.
But Suter came oh so close again and getting a takedown in that. Just couldn't spin behind fast enough or hard enough. Now he's backing out, but got to be careful not to get a stall call against himself.
44 seconds left. In the second period, Trevor Suter leads 2-0 on the team scoreboard. Phillipsburg 15, Paulsboro 9. There's a shot by Kohler.
Again, Suter trying to control the head and spin. Nice far knee block.
Stalemate.
Do that in unison pretty good.
We practiced on the way up.
Coming up on 15 seconds, Suter can't get hit for stalling here, and he can't get lackadaisical at this point.
Another attempt by Suter. Kohler backing up. And he has to watch out. He's already given up 1 point. Suter will just hang on.
Suter definitely a little bit more aggressive on his feet. Now, Phillipsburg's going to take the bottom. Now, the rule of thumb here is when you're on top, don't give up to 2 if you can help it. If you have to give up anything, give up to 1.
And we'll see what happens.
A little slow to follow. Suter was slow to follow on top, and he's in trouble.
Hold on to that leg, though. He'll be in good shape.
Trying to force a stalemate situation. Kohler is getting his hips around. If he gets his hips around completely, he's going to get points.
That's what he's trying to do with the leg. You see him trying to position the leg.
Suter trying to get his hip out.
Minute 10 to wrestle. Nice job by Suter.
Suter fights off that reversal attempt. Still not out of trouble.
Gonna free his leg up, which he does.
Got to get behind him. Now he's got to break him down. It's a big effort for the freshman. Stalemate call.
34 seconds left.
34 seconds.
2-0.
2-0. You give up 1, but you can't give up 2 here. You don't want overtime. Anything can happen in overtime.
I like to see him give it up here. He still holds on.
Spins behind. He's got to break him down. There's the stall call. Knew that was coming.
Be interesting if you see him just let him up here.
Now, if he gets in trouble.
Seconds. Tie match.
And you knew that was coming too.
2-1, I'm sorry.
2-1.
11 seconds, so now we'll see what happens here. And that's why I asked you if you think he would have done that earlier, just cut it. Just got to watch it, he's not reversed, he'll lose the match. He's reversed, 4 seconds. He's not reversed. What's the score? What's the score, Vogue? What do we get? No points?
Should be 2.
3-2 Phillipsburg.
Yep.
18-9. Back at Phillipsburg, 18-9. P-Bird leads Paulsboro. Big turnabout in the last 10 seconds of that match. Okay. Now we have Stevie O'Leary.
Wrestling his very first varsity match. He's a junior. It's Mike Fania of Phillipsburg.
Matt Lorig.
Lorig.
There we go. They moved Lorig down. He's 12-9. And O'Leary's job here is just not to give up some big points.
Well, all kinds of juggling going on here, John. Matt Lorig, who was the 35-pounder, he's 12-9.
And he's going to pick O'Leary up. In control. Take him down, 2-0 lead.
Well, huge turnarounds in the 119-pound weight class and the 140-pound weight class, 35-pound weight class. Trevor Suter getting reversed in the last 5 seconds, losing 3-2. And of course, Brian O'Hara getting pinned in the second period. 18-9 lead for Phillipsburg. And they've won 4 out of the first 6. Very well could be 5 out of the first 7 right here.
Warwick has O'Leary in a little bit of trouble.
Lots of trouble. Got that arm trapped.
16 seconds. Nice job by O'Leary, not giving up the back points.
Nice out of it.
Tough place to be in for your first varsity start.
Sure is. You know, people were predicting 15-point wins, 20-point wins off of what Phillipsburg looked like against Absegami. This is like a caged tiger, Phillipsburg today. Their backs are against the wall.
I actually thought it would go down to the last weight class. We'll see. It obviously hasn't turned out like I thought it would turn out so far at this point. So O'Leary
fighting hard.
Still has control. Give him credit. Of course, Lurie's the one who got pinned after he was leading in the Absegami match, and he also got pinned, Brandon Becker pinned him in the Kingsway match. Reversal, 4-0, 1 minute, 10 seconds left in the second period.
Well, Phillipsburg's finishing their moves, John. I saw in a couple earlier bouts with their Paulsboro wrestlers, they were not finishing moves. Phillipsburg is finishing their moves. O'Leary's got to try and battle up from the bottom, even though his arm is trapped, because Roy Dragon's eyeing him up closely. Oh my, oh boy.
There's back points.
In trouble.
And a lot of time.
Oh my.
40 seconds.
Oh my. Big trouble for O'Leary. Oh brother. Oh my. He sits through in his headlock. He's going to get the fall.
There's the pin.
Oh,
24-9. This is where Paulsboro has to step up now, Vogue.
Oh, they're in deep trouble now, without doubt. They lost 5 out of the first 7, giving up 3 falls. Very uncharacteristic to give up 3 pins.
Mike Fania.
So they're bumping everybody up too.
Right, he's a sophomore.
So what Paulsboro did, Phillipsburg has countered by moving up their own lineup.
Fania 17-6. Kroos 17-4. Kroos climbing towards that 100 win mark, isn't he, Vogue?
Yes, he is. He has 95 wins coming in his bout. 17-4 this year, 95-19 in his 4-year varsity career.
Of course, Fania last year, a big overtime win, 7-5 over Curtis Cooper in that dual meet.
This is a huge bout right here.
There's Fania, very aggressive on Kroos. And I got to think that Kroos might be one of the most unorthodox wrestlers Fania is going to face.
When Kroos unleashes his arsenal, he can be a dominating wrestler out there, as we saw against Dominic Cole of Audubon, who walked in 1 win shy of setting a school record and with 1 loss this year, and Kroos pretty much dominated that bout.
There's Kroos. He's taking a shot this time. No points yet. Gross in a little bit of trouble, too. Got to hold on to that leg.
That's experience. A lesser experienced wrestler might have given up 2 to Phillipsburg right there, but Gross is battling.
Nice job by Crows to fight to get out. In years past, Paulsboro could look towards their upper weights, but, you know, Phillipsburg is pretty strong there, too.
Yep. Definitely, Phillipsburg has devastated Paulsboro down low, much worse than what they expected to happen.
Crows trying for that big throw, almost got caught. Another stalemate. It'll be interesting to see who the odd man is out for Phillipsburg. I would imagine that Sickles will be the one who gets bumped out.
Well, they're bumping everybody up so far. So if Post moves up, Sickles may move up. Schisler may be the odd man out. Either Sickles or Schisler.
Pena the first, Cross on the bottom to start second period.
Huge attack in the first 7 weights by Phillipsburg. Building up a 24-9 lead.
Nothing yet, Cross not out. Pena's got to bring him right back down or let him go.
I would say Phillipsburg is supremely prepared for today, John.
Well, no team likes to lose, you know, especially, you know, a caliber of a Phillipsburg team twice in a row at home, and obviously 3 times all told. So, I mean, revenge factor is in effect here, and there's,
as we mentioned, coming up
Cross
here,
trying to get the reversal.
Mentioned coming up to Phillipsburg. Phillipsburg is like a caged lion. Their backs are against the wall. You see the reversal.
Cross doing all the wrestling here, I think.
Yes, he is.
More aggressive. We look at common opponents. Fania beat Jared Vallejo 6-4. Cross beat Vallejo 7-5.
You see the infamous intentional escape. Makes it 2-1. If you let him go, the object is to
take him down.
Take him down. Cross in again with another shot. He's taking all the shots.
Neither wrestler has been hit for a warning or for stalling. We'll go back to the center. Greg Froese with a 2-1 lead, 52 seconds left. In the second period, Paulsboro trails Phillipsburg 24-9. Fania finally taking a shot. Froese backing up.
Stalemate.
Of course, the last 2 meetings between these teams, Crows beat Frank Stillo.
Who has since graduated.
Nothing yet, 15 seconds. Daniel start in the bottom position to start the third period. Crows again trying to take the shot.
Well, we're going to see the same thing in the third period because I'm sure Cross is going to cut him loose.
There's what Cross was waiting for. Here's the throw. Got back points. Big move in the final 10 seconds. We've seen a lot of that today.
The takedown at 3-point near fall. Big move by Greg Gross.
2-1 from 2-1 to 7-1 that quick.
The final 10 seconds, because you're going to see him cut him loose again, guaranteed.
You see the brain trust, Hamilton, Marina. There's the escape. 7-2. Because Greg's got to think about team points for Paulsboro. Gross again, trying to shoot, trying to get the takedown.
He's in deep. Got to finish it.
He gets the
2.
It's now 9-2. Has to watch now. Now he's going to try. He needs some points. He might think about letting him go, taking him down again if he can't turn him. And I think since that Absagami match, Gross has been wrestling really well.
Well, you got to look back at the Absagami match, and there's a stalling warning against Phillipsburg. You know, I just have to think it was a fluke. What happened? Not taking anything away from Ray Weed, because as we saw with Ryan O'Hara today, that if a good wrestler gets another good wrestler on his back, it can be curtains. But I think if Greg Gross wrestled Ray Weed 5 times, he beat him 4 out of 5 times.
And you know, we might see that.
And we might see it in the regions. Here you see the intentional escape upcoming.
9-3. Gross needs a takedown to pick up a major for Paulsboro, or put Paulsboro in a position for a major. And remember, Fania's been hit for a warning for stalling.
49 seconds.
That's what Gross likes to do, lock up.
And Fania right now, it's pretty much determined he's going to lose, so he doesn't want to give up any more than a 3-point loss.
There's another warning. There's a point for Paulsboro. 10-3. That's where a takedown would be big, because even with an escape, Paulsboro would pick up the extra team point. Fania's
15
just try and
seconds.
tie him up.
It's got to take a shot. It's got to take a shot. Got to take a hard shot. There's stalemate. 13 seconds to get a takedown.
Little blood timeout. Okay. We're all ready. Somebody's got to tell Fania.
13 seconds.
Gross with the leg. He went right after him.
Spin behind. Fania's just going to hold on.
3
He's
seconds.
looking at the clock.
We'll take a break. Paulsboro trails 24-12. We'll be right back. We're back at Phillipsburg High School. Phillipsburg 24, Paulsboro 12 as we get ready for 152 pounds. Dave Post, a sophomore, 18-4. Tommy Giorgiani for Paulsboro, a senior, 17-6. Tell you what, last year Post impressed us a lot. Overtime against DJ Kama. Kama won that thing late.
Yeah, about a second and a half to go. He got the reversal, which decided a double overtime victory. Giorgiani, as you mentioned, 17-6, 5th in the Caldwell tournament, 5th in the Deep Creek tournament. Lost to Ray Lamb of Absagami and Kyle Graber of Haddonfield. 45 wins, 40 losses in his varsity career.
Post lost 5-3 to Ray Weed in their match with Absagami and picked up a 2-0 win against Tim Pence of Kingsway.
Post, a veteran.
Of course, he's coming up a weight class.
Veteran sophomore, I should say. First of the whole year of varsity last year. 18-4 this year.
It's a warning against Paulsboro for backing up. Giorgiani trying to fight off the takedown. And there's the takedown for Post. And I've noticed Dragon likes to make the wrestlers wrestle. He's the one that's calling a lot of the stall warnings.
Yeah.
Or stallings. Of course, Giorgiani, we talked about in the past how strong he is. And Post giving up the weight.
A little bit of a quick move by Post on top there. Two officials, I don't kind of thought that was a caution myself. Probably one thing that maybe the Paulsboro coaching staff wasn't thinking, that Phillipsburg would bump up their wrestlers like they did to counteract Paulsboro's dropping their wrestlers.
Giorgiani almost got out.
And of course, backfired a little bit as far as Paulsboro has to be concerned with the loss by Trevor Suter. Right. Well, you dropped Cooper and Suter, and what you got out of it was a
3 points.
Well, a 3-point deficit, because Cooper got to fall, but Suter lost, and O'Leary got pinned.
Right.
So Phillipsburg profited there 9-6, so they got a 3-point edge.
However, if you would have kept it the way it was, it might have been worse.
Could have been.
2-0 Post quickly to his feet. Giorgiani's got to bring him right down or just let him go. He brought him right down. Now he's got to try and work and get some points. We talked about his strength. Let's see.
Keep driving. Got to keep driving him. I think it's parallel like that. He's got to work some kind of a pin move. Here's Post trying the inside switch.
Now he's got to watch it. He's not reversed. Post with the leg.
There's the reversal right there.
There it is, 4-0, 1:18 left in the second. Freestyle start.
Red, it's going optional. Go ahead.
4-1.
Yeah, with a stalling warning, Giorgiani has to be as aggressive as he can, as safely as he can.
We'll start back in the middle. Giorgiani in on the leg. .45 seconds left. 152 pounds, Phillipsburg 24, Paulsboro 12. Giorgiani trails 4-1.
And out of bounds they go.
Nice move by Post. Unbelievable. Ryan O'Hara getting pinned at 112. The key in this match so far, Paulsboro thought that's at least 3 points they'd have, so that's a 9-point swing. Trying to make up for it here late. Giorgiani fighting hard, trailing 4-1. Post got the takedown though. 6-1. I just got a phone call during the match. Do you believe that?
You got a phone call?
Unbelievable. I just gave him, whoever it was, play-by-play, and hung up. Nice move by Giorgiani.
Yeah, he was going to get the escape out of it.
Last 15 seconds, big point, 6-2.
Six to 2 in favor of Dave Post, who bumped up a weight. A lot of bumping in this meet today.
Another freestyle start. Post obviously confident on his feet.
Well, he's got 2 takedowns.
Had a nice look at Greg Troxel.
Of course, the other thing, too, if Post keeps the pressure on and shoots for takedowns, and Giorgiani blocks and doesn't take a takedown, he could be hit for a stalling call.
We talked about Post wrestling DJ Kama last year. Kama placed in the state, had a good senior year. He's one of the many assistants on this Paulsboro squad.
Attending Gloucester County College. Taking night classes there. There's a takedown by by Giorgiani.
6'4".
6'5", isn't it?
6'5", I'm sorry. You're right. You might see him cut him here. Try and turn him for a couple seconds. If he can't, just cut him loose.
Or break it down and go for a tilt. He has that stack move that he likes to use. Break him down. Set it up. He rides parallel, so he's going to get called for stalling. He's got to set up some kind of a... Well, there's Post coming out.
Okay, 7-5. Final minute. Giorgiani needs a takedown. Trying to get it on the leg. Post trying to fight him off. Nice job by Post. Giorgiani again and on the leg.
Battling. Hold that leg. Try to hope for a stalemate, get a fresh start.
Post with a nice job to get rid of that one leg.
Not yet.
21 seconds left. And there's this takedown, 9-5.
Knows how to get a lot of points late. 13 seconds to go.
27-12, the team score. And that's more points than they scored the last 2 years. First year, Paulsboro won 27-26. Last year, Paulsboro won 29-24. Paulsboro can't afford to lose anymore.
That's 6 bouts that Phillipsburg has won.
160. Now we'll see who the odd man is out for Phillipsburg.
160. State liners Derek Schisler.
Schisler's out, so that means Stickles won't wrestle. Schisler 13-5, he's a junior. Zach Guerin for Paulsboro, 12-1, a sophomore.
All the pressure coming right down to the upper weights for Paulsboro. Kind of thought that it would make him down to the last couple of weights, but now they're in dire straits. 6 wins already for Phillipsburg. Same amount. Well, they got 7 wins last year, and they got 8 wins the year before.
Nothing yet.
Zach Guerin, you mentioned, 12-1 record, 25-8 in his 2 years of varsity wrestling for Paulsboro, 3rd in the Caldwell tournament, won the Deep Creek tournament.
Last year he lost 5-2. He wrestled James Allen. Having a great year.
Certainly is. The only loss in that was a 1-pointer to Jankos of Brick Memorial in the Caldwell tournament, semifinal. Or final, I guess it was, no, semifinal.
No points yet. Phillipsburg 27, Paulsboro 12. 1 minute, 10 seconds left, period number 1. You can see Paulsboro's upper weights, 82-2 this season, and they're going to have to come up big. However, we talked about Phillipsburg's upper weights when we see Rissmiller at 71. He's 23-0. Kapinski's 18-1 at 89. Ron Caroni's 15-3 at 215. So
they're not slouches up above.
No. Many years Paulsboro counted on them to come through.
And Phillipsburg has their own big guns up there this year.
Looked like Guerin was poked in the eye.
.39 seconds ago, no score in the opening period.
I think neither wrestler wants to make a mistake here. And I think especially Guerin.
There's a
warning
warning
against Guerin.
Yep. You can see it coming. Not that Schisler was taking any great shots, but he was forcing Guerin backwards. And you force a wrestler backward, even if you're not taking great shots, you're going to call for stalling.
9 seconds left. Guerin trying to spin around. And we're scoreless after the first period. Of course, Zach's brother Scott had a big pin the first year these two teams met. Paulsboro at the time was trailing 23-12, and Scott Guerin picked up a pin. Troy Bennett picked up a pin. Warren Sharper picked up a big win, and of course the incredible ending with Tom Curl at heavyweight, losing the match, but Paulsboro coming out on top.
Of course, Scott Guerin now at North Carolina State in his second year of varsity competition, the ACC champion last year, having another fine year this year.
Guerin active on the bottom, moving around. He's going to get at least one. He got the one.
The escape. Parlayed into a takedown. It'll be big points. Paulsboro's in a must-win situation from here on out. Anytime they lose, they're going to have to get a pin in return to equal the points.
I think we're just going to go back to the center here. Nothing yet, though. Russo just letting them stay there. Now we finally get a stalemate.
Well, and Troxel and his assistant coaches are showing Schisler over there by means of the fist that he has the stalling warning. Keep the pressure on, maybe get a stalling point. So you see Schisler, not exactly taking a great shot, but he's forcing Guerin backwards. Guerin tries to throw him.
I think he's trying to get him set up for some back points. He'll get the takedown now.
Good move. See it coming.
I think he was originally trying for a 5-point move. Saw it wasn't there. Got the 2. Takes the 3-0 lead with 30 seconds left. Now he'll try and work for some back points. If not, he's going to have to let him go. He doesn't want to get hit for stalling here and give up a cheap point.
He did the very smart thing on that takedown.
Now he has to watch out. He doesn't want to give up 2 either.
No, he's in trouble. He's in trouble. Got to hold that leg. Hold the leg.
9 seconds. And this is an eternity if you're Guerin. By him though so far.
Good job by Guerin. Didn't lose his composure. Right onto that leg.
Looks like a freestyle start.
Now he gets on. Now he cuts him.
3-1. He's got to watch it. He has to wrestle, so he's been in for stalling. So he still has to be aggressive. Shuck the head, try and spin around. That's why Schisler's doing a great job, because he's just coming right at him.
Well, that's what's going to cause a stalling call to be made. If he keeps that pressure on and keeps the forward motion going. Guerin is blocking at this point. He can spin out to the side.
Trying to throw him back. Schisler's taking the shots. It seems like he's just holding on.
Well,
he's not really wrestling.
No, that's all he's doing. But see, the forward motion, if it backs Guerin up, then he's going to get the stalling call, the benefit of the stalling call.
There's Guerin with the shot there. In on the leg. 1:10 to wrestle. Might get a stalemate here. Schisler's in a good position now to free up his leg. I'll tell you what, and to put Guerin on his back if he can do it. And he does.
He gets a stalling call. See there, instead of a stalemate, you get a stalling call.
And he's going to give up the reversal and he'll be trailing.
I call it a stalemate.
18 seconds. I bet you we see a stalemate before this one's over, though, Voj. Because Guerin would be happy just to stay right there. I told you.
Well, they got
30 seconds.
They had 3-1 on the board. Was Paulsboro warned for stalling in the first half, in first quarter, first period? Paulsboro, it should be 3-2.
No matter what, Zach Guerin's going to hold off Schisler and win. We'll call it 3-1. That's what the scoreboard has.
3-1, 3-2. It's a win.
27-15. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Back at Phillipsburg, another rematch from last year. Isaac Redmond, just a sophomore, he's 10-1. Dale Rissmiller, a senior, 23-0. Rissmiller won this one in overtime last year.
Isaac Redmond 10-1 this year. Everybody that follows Paulsboro knows that he got hurt in the Collingswood match and a loss to Mark McGurn, who's undefeated this year. Since that time, he has come back and has not lost. He's 34-8 in his 2 years of varsity at Paulsboro. Third-team All-South Jersey football player. Last year, first in the district, fourth in the region. And almost a must-win situation for Paulsboro.
It looks like he's finally getting into wrestling shape too, Voj. Took him a while.
Wrestling and football are two different sports as far as conditioning is concerned.
And you talk about the loss to McGurn. McGurn's ranked, I think, one of the top 71 pounders in the state.
Yes, he is. Actually, in the latest state rankings that come out today, Rissmiller is ranked number 3 in the state. Mark McGurn is ranked number 4 in the state.
Redmond's trying for the shot, but he's going to give up the points, it looks like, to Rissmiller. He's got to work his way up to get the points. Nice, he got it. I didn't think he worked his way up on the body, but they gave it to him. Doesn't really matter now.
No, it's kind of academic.
Now. 34 seconds left. Period number 1, 2-0. Dale Rissmiller.
This reminds me a little bit of the state final last year with Troy Bennett wrestling the wrestler from Hunterdon Central. The first takedown is oh so big. Isaac Redmond so often this year, and his wins has been able to get off the bottom pretty quickly. Rissmiller is riding him like a blanket.
Take a look at common opponents. Rissmiller pinned Sly Van Morter Kingsley in minute 11, and Redmond had a 13-2 win over Van Morter. Of course, Redmond didn't wrestle against Absegami due to the injury.
Without a doubt, Rissmiller is an excellent wrestler. Redmond's got to hustle back into the middle of the mat. Rissmiller countering Redmond's escape attempt and holds on, has the 2-0 lead.
Excellent job by Rissmiller. Redmond's got to be very active and really get something going for Paulsboro here, because if they lose this, they're 18 down with 3 to go, and Kopinski next against James Funk. That's a lot of pressure on your last 3 weights.
Yeah, it's very difficult to get 3 pins in a row if the other team knows they can't get pinned because then they become dead weight out there.
There's the escape. It's 3-0. Rissmiller right on the leg of Redmond, trying for another takedown. Actually didn't get the escape, did he? Now I got it.
Yeah. And right in on the leg, so he's going to get the takedown out of it.
No.
Nothing. It wasn't up, it was down low. He had to work his way up, wasn't he? The officials were both there.
Well, and if Redmond doesn't get up and get back in the middle of the mat, he's going to get called for stalling.
He was on the floor, son. He had to stop it there.
No control on the side, that's why the takedown wasn't given. Troxel not happy, but Russo explaining that they went out of bounds before control was established. So it could have been 5-0, and it's only 3-0. But it's a huge deficit to overcome against an undefeated wrestler.
Of course, Rissmiller looking in good shape right now.
Referee explaining that Redmond was off the mat on the floor, and that's why he couldn't give the takedown. There's not a whole lot of room from the side of the circle to the actual floor itself.
The wrestlers very familiar with each other.
It's a big,
Stay busy here. Let's go.
big lead for Rissmiller.
And Redmond just standing around. I don't know what he was thinking. That's Phillipsburg looking for stalling.
Got to get back in the mat.
Wait a match.
He's got to be alert here with 7 seconds to go.
Rissmiller definitely looks in better shape right here. Scoreboard and physically.
Get set, Red. You're down.
Redmond will start on the bottom.
If I'm Rissmiller, maybe I don't hold on to him too long. There it is.
What he's going to do, he's going to cut him. Now Redmond needs a takedown. There's the shot.
Didn't finish it. Got in on it, didn't finish.
Trying to pick him up. Is he going to have enough room? I don't think so. He might be in trouble now.
Yeah, got to be careful. The Rissmiller doesn't spin around. Potentially dangerous with the knee.
3-1. Rissmiller 131 as we look at Troxel. Redmond has to wrestle here. He's down. Tries for the shot. Rissmiller backing up. There's a shot again by Redmond.
Got to finish it again. Got in deep.
Got it.
There's a takedown.
Got it. Now he's got to wonder, does he want to let him go?
Keep wrestling.
That makes it 3-3. Now he's got to do something. He's got to make a move or he's going to call for a stalling warning. Right parallel.
I think you have to let him go. There's the warning on Paulsboro. You had to let him go, Vogue.
Well, if you let him go, you're going to be down 4-3. But I agree, unless he gets in there and gets on top of him, going to use a freestyle start.
He's got to watch in on him for stalling again. There's the escape.
4-3. Now see if Rissmiller keeps the pressure on.
Redmond can free up his leg. He can get a takedown.
He's a hard crossface here. Hard crossface. No takedown yet. No takedown yet. He goes intentionally out of bounds. Technical violation, 1 point. Now Redmond's got to get back in. Redmond has got to get back in the circle. He's got to get back in the circle.
Neutral. On the line. Let's go.
4-4. Redmond spins behind.
Oh, they got taken down.
Oh, my God. 3/4 of the way through it. Didn't finish it.
Big takedown, Miss
7
Miller.
seconds to
Phillipsburg's
go.
going to win.
7 seconds to go.
30 to 15, 3 weights to go. 6-4.
Lay your ankles down, Red.
Not in wrestling shape.
Well, Paulsboro has to win out. They have to pick up 15 points in the last 3 weights. And the next 2 guys are 18-1 and 15-3 for Phillipsburg.
Almost an impossible scenario.
And this is the right move for Paulsboro, sending out James Funk. Now they're sending Mendenhall. Mendenhall cut a lot of weight to get down to 189. Kapinski, 18-1. Mendenhall, 19-0.
Mendenhall, the Caldwell champion, the Deep Creek champion. 9 falls, 5 forfeits this year. 70 wins, 13 losses in his career as a varsity wrestler. The late wins on the decisions, the late points have been huge in this meet. Huge.
$30 to 15, Phillipsburg, 3 to go. Kapinski in on the shot, and he'll get the takedown early. And a 2-0 lead.
Just seems like every move that Paulsboro has made in this meet has literally backfired.
There's the escape. 2-1. Of course, last year, they originally signed a 2-year contract. Last year, they upped it for 2 more years. So next year, they'll be meeting at Paulsboro.
Well, Phillipsburg definitely came to wrestle today, without a doubt. Their turf, their pride, and a great performance by their team.
Mendenhall's going to try and pick him up. They go out. We'll start back in the center. 20 seconds left. 2-1 lead for Kapinski. You know, as a junior, Mike Mendenhall might be one of the top athletes in South Jersey. Think about it, all-state in football. Superb wrestling season so far.
He certainly has had a tremendous junior year.
Last year, Kapinski wrestled Funk, beat him 4-3. Mendenhall had a 7-3 win over Santini. He's graduated from Phillipsburg. 1:47 left, second period. Kapinski with a 2-0 or 2-1 lead over Mike Mendenhall.
There's the stalling warning.
He's going to let him go here. Look for a freestyle start.
Ties it up 2-2 now. Mendenhall has to be the stalker. His opponent has the stalling warning.
Now you got to be a stalker because you're losing 30 to 15 with 3 weights to go.
Without a doubt.
And somewhere down the line, you're going to need a takedown in this match.
Yeah, because the third period is going to be Phillipsburg's choice.
Right.
And if he starts on the bottom, unless you can keep him down on the mat, which is very, very difficult to do with a team of Phillipsburg's caliber.
No points yet.
A stalemate.
Stalemate.
Of course, with this amount of points that Paulsboro has given up today, the most points since they've given up since the Apsagami match, where they lost 33-28.
Kapinski in on the shot.
He's going to get two. Not yet. And it all come fighting it off, coming through. Great job by Mendenhall fighting it off. He can get a crossface here and spin behind. He can get the takedown. Stalemate comes.
11 seconds. That'll end the period.
We're 2-2.
Just remember, one warning so far called for story, and that on Kapinski. A win by Phillipsburg here, they clinched the meet.
A lot of pressure on Mendenhall.
Look for Mendenhall to try and get some back points if he can. He's going to have to cut him and take him down.
Now he's got to get out to the side. When I get out to the side, he'll get called for stalling.
And there it is.
Can predict it.
Bring him right back down to the mat, and that's what he's going to try and do, and just turn him on his back.
Try to get the Turk ride in there by stepping through the legs. Now he's got to try and turn his man for back points. There it comes.
Nothing yet.
There it is.
There's the count.
Two.
He's going to get at least two.
3, 4, 5.
Big move by Mendenhall.
The longest 5 count you ever saw in your life.
I was thinking that myself, Voj. Get the stopwatch out on that one when we replay it.
Almost like a reluctant 5 count.
55 seconds left in the third. Mendenhall will have at least a 5-2 lead. He needs more points, though. He needs bonus points for Paulsboro. He's going to try and work the pin. Kapinski doing a nice job trying to fight it off. Mendenhall's trying to get in position where he can pin him, but he doesn't want to give up on the hold. He's trying to free up his legs so he can turn him completely.
Awful tough to pin him that way.
Yeah.
There's a 3-point near fall. It's a 5-2.
We're going to need
Mendenhall's going to win.
Paulsboro's going to have to pin out. Which is tough, Voj, because you said if you don't want to get pinned, you're not going to get pinned.
Very difficult.
Oh, I guess that's not the case. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. All the best Paulsboro can hope for is a tie, and they have to pin out to do that. James Funk, who actually can wrestle 71 and has this year, is going to 215. He weighed in at 185 against Ian Roncaroni. He weighed in at 194 pounds.
Roncaroni, 15-3. Funk 20-0. Funk the Caldwell champion, Deep Creek champion. Last year first in the district, second in the region. 66 wins, 11 losses in his career.
Oh, I've got Mendenhall in the brain at 215. Funk with a nice move. And the back points.
Well, that's 2-2. He's going to cut him loose.
Ron Caroni last year had to go up against Troy Bennett. Bennett won 25-10 at Tech Fall. There's the escape. 4-1.
Here again, you know, when a wrestler knows that he can't be pinned, it's awfully difficult to engineer these pins.
Of course, Funk can go at him and just try and force some stalls, get the guy thinking. And giving up the weight, Funk's got to try and do is just get him right to his back. And there's the warning already on Ron Caroni for stalling. And there's the stalemate.
Green, you have a stalling warning.
Well, without a doubt, the scenario, the final line on this match is going to be the late points that Phillipsburg scored in a couple of bouts to win those bouts, and the untimely pins that have gone their way.
And we talked about it, you know, you're leaving it up to the upper weights for Paulsboro too many times. Eventually, you know, it's hard to catch up, even if they win. And when you're leaving it up to these guys to pick up the big points against wrestlers who have great records, it's tough. Funk trying to get some extra points here. You see him trying to work. Take down and take Ron Caroni right to his back.
No, he should get, spins behind, he'll get a takedown here.
There's the takedown. 6-1. We'll give it up at 6-2. Well, let's face it, that point really doesn't matter, Voj.
No.
Because basically you're going to try to force Ron Caroni to wrestle, maybe get some stalls called, put him in his chance for, you know, he's in danger of stalling out of the match, or put him on his back. Tech fall doesn't matter, major doesn't matter.
No, it's got to be 6 points or the meet is over, barring a penalty point. Notice Ron Caroni is familiar with Funk's dump because he goes right to his knees, not giving Funk the opportunity to get under him and get that dump and take him right to his back. Well scouted.
Well, this is definitely Funk's biggest match of his high school career.
To date?
To date, yes.
Any points.
Another stalemate, 125.
Ron Caroni's backing right off the mat.
There's the point for Paulsboro.
You can't go right to the back edge. Let's go.
Makes it 7-2 in favor of Funk. You notice again, Ron Caroni goes right to his knees. He's not giving Funk that favorite move of his.
Back to the center, 57 seconds.
Takedown. Nine to 2. Oh, does he need a pin? Oh, so much.
That's what I'm looking at.
the second period, 9-2.
All Ron Caroni has to do is survive 2 minutes, and if he does, Phillipsburg wins this meet. The best Paulsboro can do at this juncture is get a tie, and they need a pin in the next minute and 55 seconds to do it.
And Troxel just looked at Ron Caroni, gave him 2 fingers for 2 minutes. Surprised he took neutral here?
No, making Funk work for the takedown. He'll give him the tech fall. He'll give him whatever he wants except the pin.
It's 11-2, and that's what Funk has to look out for. You know what I mean? Can't build too big of a lead. There's another stall. Next one is 2 points, and the one after that, it's done. However, it's a 10-point lead. 113 to wrestle.
And we got an escape there at the sideline.
Okay,
so
12-3.
12-3. Got to take him to his back. So he gets the takedown, but he's got to take him to his back. 14-3.
We saw the same situation before, Vogue, where Tom Curl came one stall warning or one stall call away from stalling out of the match. Here we're 2 away. And I tell you what, I'm surprised that we're not getting a stall warning, another stall call here. 31 seconds. Because he did nothing but lie on the mat there. Hey, but he's doing what he has to do. Freestyle start. Fans know it right now. They know Paulsboro needs a pin.
All Ron Caroni has to do is stay off his back. He knows it. There's a takedown.
Back points. He's going to have to pin him or it's going to be over.
If he gets out of this hole, it's a tech fall and the match is over. The meet's over.
Neutral. It's not over yet, folks. 18-4. It's over in 2 seconds, though. And there you see the Phillipsburg crowd. They know the streak has ended at 2. 18-4.
So a major decision.
30-22. We'll see if we have a wrestler come out against Curl.
I would imagine they're just going to forfeit.
And it looks like it. They're forfeiting heavyweight. 30-28 is our final score. Tom Curl will pick up a forfeit win. Phillipsburg beats Paulsboro. They still have a shot at being number 1 in the state of New Jersey. We'll take a break and come right back. Back at Phillipsburg High School, the final score of Phillipsburg 30, Paulsboro 28. Vogue, some interesting matches. Let's touch on a couple. 119 obviously, with Ryan O'Hara leading 4-2 after the first period, and then he's pinned. That's a big turnaround because that's obviously a 9-point swing.
That's a huge swing, a 9-point minimum swing. I'm not so sure O'Hara couldn't have gotten a major attack fall or even a fall. I mean, he's been wrestling very well of late. And have a 4-2 lead, you go into the second period, and like I've often said, and people who follow wrestling know this, if you get caught on your back by another wrestler and you're in the same weight category, this is what can happen. If you get stuck, it's very, very difficult to get out of that situation.
A lot of tight matches going down to the wire. 103 was one of those. Paulsboro went into overtime and lost that match also.
That's correct, and there again, a situation where a wrestler almost had a takedown, and it comes to what's called finishing moves. And unfortunately, David Smith was oh so close to getting what looked like a Peterson takedown off that takedown, and the other wrestler, Robert All, just didn't stop.
And you go down and you look at 135 because Paulsboro did some lineup moves. Trevor Suter, last 5 seconds. And of course, who was it? Laurie came out with the reversal, or?
Well, not only that, but Suter had the 2-0 lead going into that period and got called for stalling.
Kohler it was,
yeah, Kohler against Justin Kohler, and the stalling call hurt because that made it 2-1. And you were saying, I wonder if he should cut him loose at this point as Suter's riding. Maybe he should have cut him loose before the stalling call. Had he, would have put all the pressure on Kohler to get the takedown, then maybe Suter could have fought that off or gotten his own takedown. As it was, with a stalling point against him, then he had to ride him out, and he got in trouble and got reversed with 5 seconds to go.
And of course, the other big match, 171, Rhys Miller and Redmond.
Absolutely, and here again, you're talking a wrestler who is probably in tip-top wrestling shape, one who is not extremely in tip-top wrestling shape yet, in Isaac Redmond. And still, Redmond tied it up 4-4 when Rhys Miller was called for intentionally fleeing the mat, but then he got a takedown with 7 seconds left.
Okay, an interesting match. Not our last one. We have another college match tomorrow. However, the final score, Phillipsburg, first time in 3 years, beating Paulsboro 30-28 for John Vogeding. I'm John Mondelli. We'll see you next time.